Hi everyone, my name is Rachel. I'm a student physical therapist at Quinnipiac University, part of Equip Rehabilitation, and I'm also a certified yoga instructor and a past dancer, and I've also trained a little bit in acrobatics. So today I'm going to be teaching you a little bit about how you can do a handstand. I am wearing a mask because I am on campus, but I'll be adding captions to the video, so hopefully everything will be able to be read or seen. But in the meantime, we'll get started. So I've already warmed up a bit. You want to probably start with a general cardio warm-up, whether that's 5 minutes on a treadmill or going for a walk, doing some jumping jacks, anything like that, just to get your body nice and warm. And then since we're going to be doing a lot with our shoulders, we're going to start with some shoulder strengthening, just to get those muscles activated. So what we can do to start is just by rolling out the wrists, since we are going to be putting a lot of weight through them. I like to take my hands just like this and put them nice and close together and then make a nice figure 8. Make it a little bit of cracking. And another good way to stretch out your wrists is to put your hands down and lean all the way forward far as you can, getting a nice angle there. And same thing, flipped over and lean back. And you can do that in any direction. So going forward, turn them out towards the side, lean side to side, maybe on the back of your hands. Just trying to get them nice and nimble, the same way you would your legs if you were going for a run. And then maybe after that, you do a few more rolls. And once you feel ready to go, hands are all set. What we're going to focus on is doing a nice starfish hand. So you want your hands to be nice and wide so that your fingers are out just like this, like a star. And that helps distribute our weight a little bit better so we're not putting as much stress on our wrists. So the next thing we're going to do to start to warm up those muscles is some scapular punches. So you can do this here or against the wall. I'm going to demonstrate it right here. So you're going to start in a nice tabletop position with your shoulders directly over your wrists and hips over knees. And what you can do is just push through those shoulders and try to put your shoulder blades, make them come down here just like this. And I would say do maybe 10 of those, maybe 2 sets of 10. And this works a muscle called our serratus anterior, which runs right here, and it helps to stabilize our shoulder blade. So once that's all set, you would probably want to also do a nice little core warm-up since we are going to be using a lot of our core. So you could do a plank for a couple minutes or 30 seconds at a time a few times, or maybe some sit-ups or some Russian twists, anything like that to get the core nice and activated. I'm already warm, so you can go ahead and do that on your own, and I'm going to go ahead and get started showing you how to do a handstand. So the first thing we want to start by doing is what's called a press or a press-up. So I'm going to do it right here. And we start getting a nice wide base of support, hands out in front. And we're just going to shift forward, putting our weight through our shoulders and lifting up on the toes. And the goal is to get your center of mass over your shoulders so that eventually you would be able to kick up and jump. So that would be the next step, is doing a whole little jump. And if at any point you feel like you need to take a break, sit back up, let the blood rush back from your head, go ahead and do that. Another one we could do is starting in downward dog, which is this position right here. And same thing, pushing through those shoulder blades. Except now we're going in this direction instead of down straight. So it's going up through our shoulders versus this angle right here. And this is a bit more functional for our handstand because this is the position our torso is going to be in. And so that's the motion we kind of want to do when we're in this position, is pushing through here all the way up. So to demonstrate what a full press up might look like, I personally can't do it completely correctly just because I don't have the core strength for it. But if you do, go right ahead. Theoretically, you wouldn't want to jump, you would just be able to rock. But the way you go is just rocking forward and then lift all the way up into a handstand. I can come back here to do it so you can see it a little bit better. So we go 1, 2, 3. So the goal would be to get that nice and smooth, all the way up and steady. That's the ultimate goal. So if we want to practice getting to that, one thing we can start by doing is a little split leg donkey kick. So starting just like this, one foot in front, whichever you like. You should really practice both just to stay even. Hands straight up in front or all the way up. And we're going to reach down towards the mat and just lift in a little split. So just a little kick to start. Go up and stand back up. Up and stand. And you can do like about 10 of those on each side. So the same thing on the other side. Okay. And if you can't get that high, that's fine. Just to start out. And remember, we're keeping that nice star hand to distribute our weight. So once you feel ready with that, if you feel like you can hold it kind of up at the top and if you're hovering there for a moment, that's when we start to pick up a little bit more. So the back leg comes all the way up straight now. Just getting a little bit higher. And maybe it comes forward a little bit. We don't want to go too far, so we don't want to fall all the way forward. It's a different skill. And once you get to that point, on both sides, we can come all the way up with both legs. So starting here, up, and come back down with that same leg. Right, left, left, right. And again, when we're upside down, we want to be pushing through our shoulders, keeping a nice tight core, squeezing, belly button back towards the spine. And if you're having trouble doing it that way, I can show a different way. So we want to start making sure that we're not going to kick the top of the wall. So I like to reach up with my arm to find like a spot where I know it's going to be safe. Obviously this room has mirrors, but if you're in your own house, you could then just figure out where a spot is that has a safe flat wall. So the first way we're going to start is facing away from the wall. And you want to bring your hands down, kick up one leg towards the wall, bring the other one to meet it. So right here, we're in a little plank, and this is where you want to start. And again, you can do some of those punches. Keep a nice flat belly. And try to hold that for as long as you can. And again, if you ever need a break with the blood flow going to your head, just stand back up, maybe get some water, take a little breather. The next step from that would be to get even closer to the wall. So I'm going to take a little step this way. Walk that foot up. Both legs go. And then walk the hands closer towards the wall. And try to get nice and flat. And again, try to stay here as long as you can. And then gently walk back out. And stand up. The last step would be to kick up forward. So starting that same way we did our donkey kick. Arms out in front. One foot ready to go. Nice tight core, pushing through the arms, wide fingers. So I'm just going to make sure I'm centered, safe wall space. And we kick all the way up. And if you're too far away, you can scoot your hands a little bit closer, but that does make it harder. And here we want to be sucking our belly button in towards our spine, trying to get nice and tall, maybe doing some punches. And then same thing, gently kick back down and stand all the way up. So then the last progression would be to do it all the way on the floor by yourself. So I'll demonstrate that real quick. So right here, we do that the same kick up the way we did towards the wall. I can't hold it personally, but if you get to that point, or even if you can just do it for a brief second, that's really awesome. So here we go, pushing up and back down. Same thing on the other side, up and down. And that's how you can figure out how to do a handstand. I hope this was helpful and it was really interesting for you. Again, I'm a student physical therapist and I have a yoga certification as well as some dance background. So that's how I learned how to do some of this. If you have any questions, feel free to email equiprehab@gmail.com or my email is rachel.harris2@quinnipiac.edu. Have a great day.